Hey guys, welcome to episode number 8 of the All or Nothing Manchester City Career Mode series here on FIFA 19. Again, of course, this one brought to you by the EA Game Changers programme. Thanks to EA, we were flown out to Berlin last week to record some footage for you, and this is the continued season of that particular career mode that we recorded out there. We started with an away game against Bournemouth that didn't start off too well, thanks to Jermaine Defoe after 3 minutes, but were at least able to equalise through Fernandinho. Today, we face the second leg against Juventus in the Champions League after our 1-1 draw in the earlier video. At this stage, I don't know whether that video was yesterday or whether it was earlier in the day today, so do make sure you check the channel page for anything you might have missed on the channel. Of course, upcoming in the very not too distant future will be full game, full launch issue footage where we can crack on with the journey and further career modes, and I'll obviously be recording live at home, and we'll be playing every single game as we normally do rather than these post-recorded or pre-recorded gameplay post-commentaried videos. But as you can see in the background, there are the results from leg 1. Real Madrid winning 1-0 against Manchester United. Liverpool, interestingly, winning 2-0 against Barcelona. Be very, very intrigued to find out what happens in the second legs of those ties. But I'm also intrigued to find out what happens in the second leg of this one. They are starting the exact same 11 that played in leg number 1. And it was, of course, as we mentioned earlier on, a 1-1 draw at home for us at the Etihad. So Juventus do have an away goal to their advantage. Now, I was poor in possession in the opening 5 minutes here, and Dybala gets played in behind. He's going to shoot on target, and thankfully Edison got a good fingertip to it to tip it round the post, but it was my corner that was going to be the next highlight. Cleared away only as far as David Silva. Could have shot there, decided to actually do it, and I left this highlight in because you remember, I don't know if you saw, it's probably episode 3 or 4, I mentioned about some of the AI defenders at times, if they're in space, not just normally clearing it, but going for an overhead clearance unnecessarily as well. That's another instance of that. I remember now why I left that highlight in. Unfortunately, I had to leave this highlight in because Cristiano Ronaldo does what only he does best. Is rise like that, like an absolute salmon, and headed the ball into the back of the net. To be fair, Tim Cahill could probably give him a run for his money, but Ronaldo, with the already having the height advantage, just a superb header from Cristiano. Outstanding leap, nothing Edison or the defender could do against it. Ronaldo doing what Ronaldo does best and scoring a superb high quality goal. So Juve Juve lead 1-0 and are winning 2-1 on aggregate. But if I equalise now, which I had to score anyway because of the away goals, if I equalise now, then that is the only scenario in which we could go to extra time. And if there are more than just one more goal for me in this game, then that will be decided within 90 minutes. We had an effort that unfortunately didn't end up in the back of the net a moment ago. We're into the second half now. Kevin De Bruyne waiting for runners in front of him. There's Casemiro. Beautiful ball from him, by the way, on the left foot into the path of Aguero. Heavy touch, but the keeper held his ground rather than coming out to smother it, which would have won him the ball. If Wojciech Szczesny actually had some testes, he would have run out, shown some nerve, shown some bottle, gotten to the ball first, and stopped me from scoring. But he bowled it, and Aguero got to it first, tucked it underneath him. We have ourselves an equalising goal. Now, this is the only scenario in which we can go to extra time, but Leroy Sané in behind here, and surely to give us the 2-1 lead. Off the post. Right, okay, so we now know that if we score again, we will have 2 away goals, meaning that if they then equalise again and it's 2-2 on aggregate, they will go out on away goals rather than through on away goals. So we know if we score once, or once more, they will need to score twice. And as time is running out, that very much is in our favour. Ronaldo had a free kick there that was pretty poor, and then Leroy Sané is in behind again, but João Cancelo's got the pace to get to him, but went to read a turn inside and misread the situation, but Wojciech Szczesny didn't misread Raheem Sterling's effort at the near post. That should have been 2-1 City. That should have been us through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. As things happen, it's still 1-1, and the ball is still loose from open play here. Fernandinho will get it into the middle here to Nicolas Otamendi, to Aymeric Laporte, centre-back to centre-back. Here's Ilkay Gundogan around the corner to Fernandinho, looking for Gundogan again. Good touch, the shot terrible, cleared away by the defender and by a subsequent defender, and extra time is what's on the cards. Identical lineup from them in this game to the first. Identical scoreline in this game to the first, at least in 90 minutes, that is. 1-1 at home, 1-1 away, meaning that extra time is what it was. And if that had gone in, then that would have been one hell of a way to send a side through to the quarterfinals. But unfortunately for Ronaldo and for his teammates, it wasn't to be. It was 1-1 after 120 minutes, as well as 1-1 after 90. So penalties is what was on the agenda. Now, I suck at penalties. As you guys know, I always had a terrible reputation on FIFA 18 for missing a lot of penalties. I'm desperately hoping to improve my reputation for that. On FIFA 19, I scored the first, at least, to get up to a good start. Then saved their next one, but had my next one saved. Edison can't keep the next one out. Douglas Costa tucks it away. Gundogan. All right, fine, saved. And I then saved their fourth, but missed my fourth too. So I've missed 3 penalties in a row, which means that if Bernardeschi scores this penalty, Juventus are through and I am out, and that's exactly what happens. Unfortunately for me, it appears my lack of ability to score a penalty on FIFA 18 has transferred to FIFA 19. I will hopefully improve throughout the course of FIFA 19, otherwise we are in for a long year of missed penalties. Lokomotiv Moscow knock out Napoli over the course of 2 legs, interestingly, and Hoffenheim, despite winning their second leg, are out to the hands of Paris Saint-Germain. The remainder of the games were yet to be played, but we'll have a look in closer detail at the latter stages of that competition in the end of season roundup. But right now we're concentrating back on Premier League action. Out of the Champions League at the round of 16 stage, and of course in real life Manchester City went out in the quarter-final stage to Liverpool, so we haven't necessarily done too much worse than City did IRL. Obviously we 1 round short in this competition, and we were 1 round short in the Carabao Cup as well, going out in the semis rather than getting to the final and subsequently winning it like City did in real life. So will we be short in the Premier League? Well, not on this occasion. Manchester City 3, Watford 1, so at least we were there or thereabouts with regards to that game, with a couple of other simulated games remaining in the month of March, although we do have a game against West Ham that we're playing after this simulated game against Brighton, which I'd very much like to pick up 3 points from, again, if you don't mind, game. Obviously, we're in a 3-way hunt for the Premier League title, and dropping points in any game, in any manner, is, quite frankly, unacceptable at this stage. We're less than half an hour away from dropping points here. Gabriel Jesus comes on for Sergio Aguero. Kevin De Bruyne, though, is the man that puts the ball into the back of the net, and we do scrape a 1-0 win against Brighton. A vital set of 3 points, it has to be said. West Ham, our next opponents, though, they're travelling north, away from home for them. Fabianski in goal, Zabaleta, Issa Diop, Winston Reid and Masuaku. Cook and Sanchez holding. Yarmolenko, Tom Kearney, formerly of Fulham, at cam, with Felipe Anderson out wide left and Marko Arnautovic through the middle up top. So, who's going to get the better of this one? I had no idea, to be honest, at the beginning of this one. West Ham haven't had the best of starts to life in the Premier League IRL. And watch Arnautovic just give the defender a nudge there, meaning that he misplaces his pass, but there was absolutely nothing misplaced about Felipe Anderson's finish. That is well worth a replay or two. Arnautovic seemed to lean on the defender there, so doesn't quite get the power on the pass, but this second replay angle, just here, is absolutely superb. He bends it, it starts outside the post and whips into that far corner. That genuinely is a goal of the season contender from Felipe Anderson. Unfortunately for me, it's against me and not someone scoring it for me. Gabriel Jesus showing good footwork and then runs straight into a defender, but we're trying to get ourselves a quick equaliser if we can. Phil Foden into Gundogan. Foden is still there. He could give this one a whack, and he does so, but it's a good save down low by Lucas Fabianski to ensure we aren't able to equalise just yet. Just yet being the key phrase. Phil Foden playing the ball inside to Ilkay Gundogan. You can see this isn't too long at all after that previous Foden effort. Gundogan in the box. His shot is deflected off the inside the post and cleared away by a West Ham defender. Things not necessarily going my way in this one. I can't even recover possession for a second opportunity. Still inside the first half. West Ham are going to end up losing possession here, and Bernardo Silva races onto the loose ball. Masuaku can't cope with him. In there to Gabriel Jesus, lovely turn, shot well saved, drops to Gundogan off the underside of the bar, comes to Gundogan again, saved, won't drop to Jesus, and even if it had, it wouldn't have counted because he was offside. What on earth is going on in this game? I am not having the luck in this episode, it appears. Out on penalties against Juve, cannot seem to score at all against West Ham until Phil Foden pops up with his next effort, and on the brink of half-time, we are able to get ourselves a 1-1 scoreline to head into the second half. Now the question was, could we maintain that level of pressure throughout the entirety of the second 45? Initially, no, as West Ham flew forward at me, but on the hour mark, you can see Zabaleta out of position, Foden twisting away from defenders, actually having a very good game here, Phil Foden, who's grown really well, but obviously I've trained him quite significantly throughout the season, but it's Gabriel Jesus trying to bend us in front. Unfortunately, not able to do it. Lucas Fabianski is a really good goalkeeper, it has to be said. He has a reputation, even I tend to call him Flappy Hanski, but if you look at his percentage of shots faced and saved figures in real life, he actually saves a hell of a lot of chances, and he's a decent goalkeeper. But it looks like he was going to get the better of me in this game. You can see now in the very, very latter stages of the half, it's Phil Foden again, back to Jesus looking to bend it again, and Fabianski on hand again to ensure that I don't get the victory. 2 minutes added on, 10 shots we've had, as you can see top left. We are outside of the 2 minutes added on at this stage. Dancing inside is Bernardo Silva. He's tackled, it bounces off Masuaku, I believe, and into the path of Gabriel Jesus, who a minute and a half outside of the 2 minimum allotted added minutes gives us a 2-1 victory. The Cheese, a 45th and 90th minute goals to give us a 2-1 win against West Ham. Sorry, Hammers fans, I kind of screwed you out of that one, but I very much needed that luck, to be honest, after being particularly frustrated against Juventus. We could have done with that, and we got it, thankfully. It's actually David Silva, not Bernardo Silva, that's involved in the goal there to give us a 1-0 lead against Fulham. After 3 minutes, from being at home against one London side, it's away to another at half-time. We are still in front, and every point at this stage of the season is vitally important. Obviously, without Cabano, who's now at Arsenal, but Sergio Aguero buries a second. 15 minutes from times we saw we do get a 2-0 victory from that game against Fulham. League-wise, things are going well for us, but the most important 2 games of our entire league season coming up next. Chelsea and Manchester United. Second and first, respectively. Manchester United, obviously, we've beaten already once this season. Chelsea, we've lost to already once this season. And, yeah, that's the state of the league right now. It's ridiculously tight. If we win our game in hand and Chelsea win their game in hand, we will all be on 63 points at the top of the table. It just so happens that we play Chelsea in that game in hand. So that can't be the case. But if we then beat Manchester United and Chelsea win their game, then they'll be level on points with Man United. And then if I then lose the subsequent one and United and Chelsea win that, then it will be all on the same amount of points with even less games to go. So April is going to be a defining month, especially including an FA Cup semi-final against Everton at the end of it as well. So tomorrow's episode, or one that's coming out later today, like I say, not sure what the schedule looks like right now as I'm recording this. Huge, absolutely ginormous episode, as if this one wasn't big enough with the Champions League semi-final against Juventus. For the second time in 2 attempts in the Champions League, once with City in a full career mode, once with Liverpool in a Champions League mode run through, Juve have knocked me out. So with my Tottenham series, let's all pray that I don't get Juventus, shall we? Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any more, and I'll see you next time.